Hi, welcome to Moonbeam's Messages. This is a collective reading for Capricorn. This is a self-reflection reading. Now, as it's collective, not everything will resonate with everybody. Please only take what resonates with me and what doesn't. If you don't find any messages in this for yourself, then please check your other placements and you're likely to find a message in there for you. Now, this is a timeless reading, but today is the 7th of September. But whenever it falls into your feed is when it is likely to be relevant for yourself. Now, it is a self-reflection, so it will include past, present and future for yourself. If you like your reading today, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. It will help pass the message on to anyone else that needs to hear it. And if you want to hear more from me, don't forget to hit subscribe. And if you press that notification bell, it will let you know whenever I do post new content. So the idea behind a self-reflection reading is every now and then we've all got a bit of inner healing work to deal with, and sometimes we don't know what we need to be looking at, and this is just a helpful nudge from Spirit on where you could be looking. So Spirit, let's get some cards please for Capricorn for some self-reflection. Let me get some cards for Capricorn for their self-reflection journey. Get one more card please, Spirit. Thank you. Okay, so I am using the Dark Crystal deck. I got this one for my birthday. I'm a Virgo, so my birthday has just literally happened. It was last week actually, last Saturday, so yeah. So I'm currently using my new Dark Crystal deck. I absolutely love it. So your overall energy that we have for you is a Fool. So it is something where you are looking at a brand new start. You're jumping into something head first. You're very much taking the steps to do something new. You're not thinking about it too much. You're just having that faith, having that blind faith and leaping forward into it, which is really good. Now, in how you're talking to yourself, we have a Four of Gems in the reverse and we have the Sun card. So you're telling yourself that you're releasing things that are not good for you. You're very much telling yourself that you're very happy, that everything you need is clear and in front of you. Yeah, and you're talking to yourself in a really good frame of mind, which is actually really nice to see. Let's get some clarification on what it is that you're happy about and what you feel like you're releasing. I mean, this Four of Gems could also be that you're telling yourself you've lost a lot of money, potentially, but I think this is more that you're telling yourself that you're releasing things that are no longer serving you, or you have released them. Could even be that you're telling yourself that you need to release them in order to be happy. I'm using the Labyrinth deck to clarify, going all out on the retro movies. So we have a Seven of Junk in the upright to clarify. So that's telling me very much that you're trying to be patient and you're waiting for things that you've already, your seeds that you've planted. You're waiting for things to come to fruition for you. You're waiting for the good karma to kick in for everything that you've done in the past. We have a Justice card in the reverse, which is telling me that you also feel like you've been hard done to in the past as well. That you feel like things haven't been fair, and that's why you're waiting for things to now turn in your favour. And we also have a Seven of Pots in the reverse. So you very much have finished making a decision on something. You know what's good for you. You want to go for it, or you already have gone for it. Potentially, whatever it is that you feel that happened that was unfair for you in the past, you may have cut off completely, and you now know what makes you happy, and yeah, you're patiently waiting for that happy to kick in for you. It's like you've decided what it is that that is. Now, it could be that with this justice in the reverse, you feel like it's unfair that you're having to wait so much for it. And that could be one thing that you're sitting there talking to yourself about, telling yourself that it's not fair that you've got to wait, and that you deserve to have what it is that is good for you now. Now, if that is how you're talking to yourself, you just need to bear in mind that, Spirit makes you wait for a reason. And usually it's because you're either not quite ready for it, or whatever it is that's due to come in for you isn't quite ready for you just yet. So you just need to have that little bit of extra patience if that is something that is going on at the moment. Now, in what you're hiding from yourself out of shame or fear, we have a 9 of vials in the reverse. So that's the 9 of cups. Now, that is very much telling me that you're ashamed that actually you're not as happy as you think you are, or as you're telling yourself you are. It could be that you fear being unhappy, you fear potentially being lonely, you fear that you're never going to get your wishes fulfilled. And you're feeling very unhappy because of it. It could very well be that you're telling yourself that your happiness is going to come in, and because you're having to wait for it, this is you fearing that it's not actually ever going to happen, or you're ashamed and you're hiding that you're actually not happy by putting on a front that you're happy. Let's get some clarification of that 9 of vials for you. Not quite taking that half a deck that just jumped out, but I will take the other 3 that come with it. Or before it. Okay, so we do have a Tower card. So that is suggesting to me that something has ended. Possibly you could have ended connections with people. I mean, this could be what you've decided no longer serves you. It could be, what you're releasing. It could be a thought pattern that you're releasing. It could be any number of things. Whatever this Tower represents to you, it is something that represents a big change, and it could be why you're fearing that nothing's going to come to fruition. Maybe you've gone through a big change, or you're going through a transformation, and you're just scared that things aren't going to come to fruition for you. We've got a Queen of Junk in the reverse as well, so that's Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Very much feeling like you don't have much money, you don't feel stable and secure. Potentially you may not be a family person, maybe you're a bit ashamed of that, and it could even be that you were not a family person in the past, and you're ashamed of that, and that could be something that your Tower is making you revisit. And that could be something where your wish fulfillment, potentially it could be that your wish fulfillment is changing. Maybe what you saw as being your wish once is now different, and you're ashamed of your past wish fulfillment. We do have a 4 of Swords in the reverse, 4 of Feathers I should say, in the reverse. That is very much telling me that you are in need, or you potentially are isolated at the moment, or that you feel that you deserve isolation potentially. It can very well be that you're not healed yet, or you're aware that you need to do some healing. It could very well, from what I'm reading from this to me screams that you're currently on your own. You could be lonely as well, and it could be very much that you want family, you want happiness, you want a happy family, something that's emotionally fulfilling, but in the past something's happened, you've not had it, and you're lonely and you feel ashamed of it. Potentially something's happened where the opportunity of a family was there, you may have given it up, and that has caused you to now feel lonely and isolated, and like your happiness just isn't there for you yet. That wish fulfillment hasn't happened because you let it go, and it could be something that you're quite ashamed of, and you're potentially scared that you'll never have that opportunity again. Now, in your what can you do or what's available to help you, we have the Strength card. Now that's telling me that actually you've got a lot of strength yourself to get through this. You just need to have the strength and the courage to face your demons, to face those inner thoughts, and potentially move forward as well. So get yourself out there, potentially, you know, take steps to find your happy. Let's get some clarification on this strength. What does Capricorn need strength and courage to do, Spirit? I like how the strength card is clarified by a strength card. So we have a page of junk that's come out to the side. So a page of pentacles. So potentially something that you need to do, that you need strength and courage for, and it can be quite a bit of could be quite challenging for you to do that, and you even having the strength and the courage to do that, and the self-esteem that goes along with it could be a challenge. So it's suggesting to me that you are very much something where you need to start something new, maybe a new job, maybe you need to learn something, potentially go on a course, become a student. The page of junk is somebody that is very much somebody who's learning. He's very, or he, she, whatever gender, it's fluid in this. I'm going to say, what is he? He's a troll. So yeah, whatever a troll is. But yeah, he's very much, is he a troll? No, he's a goblin, isn't it? In the labyrinth, they're goblins. So the page of junk is a goblin. But yeah, whatever. It's very much telling me that you need the strength and the courage to move forward and learn something. Yes, it's fine to be a little bit clueless sometimes, because that page of junk, when he's in the reverse, is a little bit clueless. Doesn't really have much of an aim, but this is suggesting that you need to find an aim and have the courage to have an aim and take steps to move towards it. So if you're feeling like you don't have the skills, it's saying that, you know, you can have those skills, but it might be a little bit of a challenge for you to get hold of them. But if you've got the strength and the motivation and the courage and, you know, that self drive to learn something, you can do that. We do also have a Knight of Feathers that's come out in the reverse. So this is suggesting again that, or as well, that you need to make sure that you get in the clarity of a situation. The Knight of Feathers can be somebody that gets a little bit confused as well with things, and sometimes doesn't see everything. Sometimes he can be a little bit angry and very much charging in, but without aim, without purpose, doesn't really know what he's going in for. So this is suggesting to me that yes, okay, with that page of junk, it could be something where you don't currently know what it is that you need to learn, but this is something where you need to try and, you know, you need to learn what that is so you can make up your mind, because the Knight of Feathers doesn't actually know what he wants. It's okay to be confused, like I say, with that page of junk, but it's having that courage to go through the unknown. So yes, you might not know what you want, but don't get angry about it, you know. Have that strength and courage to know that Spirit is guiding you towards what is right for you, and eventually you'll get what it is that you need and you deserve. It's fine to not know where you're going. Now, what you need to release, we've got the 5 of Shards and we've got a King of Stones. Now, in the Dark Crystal deck, the stones actually represent swords, which is a little bit weird because stones are earth energy, but they're kind of like the weapons in Dark Crystal. So that's why we've got the gems as the pentacles in this. So yeah, so the 5 of Shards then is the 5 of Wands, and then like I say, we've got this King of Stones. So you need to release competition. You need to release the need to stand up for yourself. Potentially there could have been some conflict in the past as well, or you could potentially get into a chunk of conflict, That Five of Shards is very much telling you that you need to release any sort of conflict that's been going on, any sort of rivalry or, you know, strife that you've been going through, potential protests. If you're prone to heated exchanges as well, potentially that's something that you need to learn to deal with. Again, this Knight of Feathers is somebody that can very much get into heated exchanges, arguments, and etc. This is something that you need to have the strength and courage to move through and learn to not do that. It's something very much where you need to gain the skills from that Page of Junk to embrace your emotional stability, and not jump to things, not getting angry so quickly. And it can take a lot of patience. This Strength card is also something where you need some patience to do that. This is suggesting that very much, you know, if you do have that kind of personality, or if you've got that emotion, you need to release feeling the need to do that. You need to embrace patience and serenity. There are ways that you can do that. The King of Stones is also somebody that is extremely defensive. He is very much wanting, once he thinks he knows the truth, sometimes he won't accept it from anyone else. He can be very controlling. It could also be somebody else. It could be somebody in your energy that you may need to release. Maybe somebody that is controlling, somebody that doesn't accept anything less than the truth. I can't see it being that. I think this is more something that it could be control for yourself that you need to release. It could be very much the thought that you have to have the truth and that you know the truth could be something that you need to release. It could even be that potential truths in the past have caused conflict, and it could be something to do with the conflict around whatever truths, whatever communication this is that needs to be released. The King of Stones is somebody who's very good at communicating. So it could even be that miscommunication itself needs to be released. An actual clarity of communication needs to win out. Let's get some clarification on this Five of Shards and King of Stones. I don't want half a deck, Spirit. So we've got a Two of Pots, a Star card in the reverse, and we have a Ten of Feathers. So this could potentially have something to do with a person that you may need to be releasing. That Two of Pots is the Two of Cups. It could be just an idea, a personality trait. The Two of Pots is very much suggesting to me that your idea of a happy union, or a person that you felt you were in a happy union with, may need to be released. It could be that you've been having conflict with this person, and that could be part of what needs releasing. It could very well just be that the Two of Cups, it doesn't have to be a partner, it could be a person, maybe a friendship, a family member that you felt like you were close with, and it could be something where that could be extremely straining on you. It could be that maybe you're just not as compatible as you thought you were, and that it could be that, you know, with this Two of Pots, you thought that you were quite compatible, you were well matched, but actually you're not as well matched as you thought you were, because there's a lot of competition in that, and the truth that you're looking for isn't potentially forthcoming. So it's very much releasing that. We do have a Star in the reverse, so you are, something that you need to release is feeling hopeless. Okay. That's very much suggesting to me that you're feeling hopeless, which very much matches here what you're hiding from yourself out of shame or fear. That feeling of being hopeless, that you haven't healed fully, that you're not going to have harmony, things aren't going to go your way. That's very much here. It's telling me that you need to release that. And then we have a Ten of Feathers. So feeling like you've been stabbed in the back, betrayed, that is something that also needs to be released, or that at least the person that has done any stabbing you in the back or betraying Could very well be that if you portray those particular personality traits and that's something that you do, you need to obviously release that and not necessarily betray people and stab them in the back going forward. But I don't think this is you. I think this is something that's happened to you, or at least it's a feeling that you were going through and that you felt, and it's very much something where you need to release it with love and light so that you can move on happier and embrace what's to come. Now, what you do need to embrace, we have a tower. Now, that tower's coming out to the side, so it is going to be something quite challenging to embrace. But there's definitely a need for something to change. Now, that could be... Oh, hello, I've got a tiny little spider on my deck. That change could very well be that it's either something coming apart, so maybe a relationship, like we're saying over here. It could just be a belief system that you're letting go of and that you're changing up. Let's get some clarification. The tiny little spider is now working his way up. I'll get him moved in a minute. Don't particularly want to get him squished in my decks. Oh, there we go. He's... Oh. How rude of that emperor. You haven't squished him, have you? No, he's still going. Okay. So this tower then, we have a Knight of Poles. So very much a Knight of... I can't even think, a Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Poles then, very passionate, very energetic, very happy to charge forward. So embracing that passion and that fire, moving forward, embracing knowing what it is that you want. The Emperor in the reverse doesn't have control. It's very much somebody that has lost control of the situation. This is telling me that you need to embrace not having control, which to me is very much like over here where you're fearing, you know, that you're not going to have things come to fruition. It's very much your fear of not being happy, your fear of your things being hopeless. You need to grab that, you need to release that control and embrace that you can't control anything at the moment. Okay, we also have a 3 of feathers in the reverse. So that is suggesting to me that you need to embrace releasing some sort of heartache. You need to heal from it, so embrace the healing. It could potentially be that you may have had an emperor. If it's something to do with the person that you are getting over, it could be that they have been, you know, maybe they portrayed some sort of Knight of Poles energy. It could be that they were the emperor, and it could be very much that you need to heal from this relationship that's come to an end. I don't feel like it's that. I believe this is very much more of embracing that you need to have a passion and a drive to move forward, not needing to have control of the situation. Absolutely embracing the need to not have control, embrace that the universe has got you back and it knows what's good for you and that things will come to you in divine timing. But yeah, I'm very much embracing whatever healing you need to do and knowing that, you know, you have healed. Because this 3 of feathers is very much, you know, coming out of being in heartbreak. It's very much a healed energy. Now, let's get you an Angel of Light card and see if there's any more messages from Spirit for you. That was an absolutely awful shuffle. Don't know what happened there. If you have noticed a few mini pauses, I do apologise. My son keeps on deciding that he wants to come and talk to me. He doesn't talk to me most of the day, and then as soon as I decide I'm going to record some tarot, he's up and down and he constantly tapping me on the shoulder and mummy, mummy, mummy. I say mummy, he's not that young, but still constantly tapping you on the shoulder. It's like when you've got kids and as soon as you're on the phone they want to talk to you, or as soon as you go to the toilet and they follow you. Right, let's get jumping out straight away. So, Angel of Light card then for yourself is discipline. An unruly dog is a hazard to itself and others. The animal which has learned discipline and obedience can be trusted and will loyally and lovingly serve its masters. It is then allowed off its lead. Through discipline comes freedom. The master you are called on to obey is your higher self. You came to earth on a mission, and only self-discipline will enable you to fulfill it. Tune in and ask your angels for the help and support so that your life becomes happy and rewarded and divinely directed. Discipline is a key to fulfilling your destiny. Your affirmation, self-discipline brings me freedom. Self-discipline very much comes in with that strength card. So that is a very, very relevant card for today's reading. Self-discipline will obviously help you, and it is something that it's asking you to do. Having that self-discipline to know what it is that you want and go for it, even if it is a bit of a struggle because you haven't got the skills and you need to learn those skills to do it. Right, I hope you enjoyed your reading today, Capricorn. If you did, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. It will help pass the message on to anybody else that needs to hear it. And thank you very much for joining me today.